permanent residency into Canada directly from a foreign country is super challenging these days. So what the Canadian government has done is that they have introduced a new program called Category-Based Express Entry. What this means is that they are making it easier for people in healthcare professions and STEM professions to qualify for Canadian permanent residency. And under healthcare, there are 35 very specific occupations, and under STEM, there are 24 very specific occupations. If you can prove that you have a certain amount of work experience in any of these occupations, then it's possible for you to have an easier road towards permanent residency. Specifically, what I mean by that is that you don't have to score as high on your points. As you know, Canada is a points-based system. People who have worked in these healthcare or STEM occupations don't have to score as high as people who are applying that are not in any of these occupations. So it's easier for them to get in through this program. Pre-application service is basically an assessment service, okay? We are offering our expertise to people free of cost. All they have to do is book a consultation with us and talk to us. If you are somebody who is in the healthcare profession or in the STEM profession and you have, multiple years of experience under your belt, come talk to us. What we will do is we will go over your CV in great detail. We will see if your experience matches with any of these occupations that the government has specified. We will actually do your score calculation to see where you land. And then we will give you our strategic advice on when you should apply, how you should apply, and what kind of documents that you would need to get in order to go ahead with that. And we do this free of cost. So once we've done your assessment and we've figured out that you are actually a good fit for this program, then the work begins. And what we do is we immediately start to execute the strategic game plan that we offer for free. That includes continuous communication over WhatsApp so that you can reach us at any time, all the time. We give you a customized document checklist, and we also give you a brief seminar on what those documents should look like, how they should be prepared, and what the format should be, how to improve their authenticity, and how to add multiple pieces of evidence to prove one factor or another. And so that happens during the application process. We are there with you step by step, constantly communicating and analyzing the quality of your documentation. So the PR system works in two stages. First is we apply what we call an expression of interest. Once we've done your assessment, we see that you can back that assessment up with documents, and we are fairly confident that you can prove everything that you've stated. We submit what we call an expression of interest. That expression of interest gets scored, and if the score is above the threshold for your particular category, you will get an invitation to apply. The invitation to apply is basically the real PR application. Then you get your PR. Now, once you get your PR, we don't say, okay, job done, goodbye. We continue to stay in touch with you until you come to Canada and are properly settled. So what this means is you can continue to be in touch with us. We can connect you with trusted real estate agents. We can guide which neighborhoods you should live in. We can help you figure out the best school district for your kids, and all kinds of settlement services. We don't even like to think about it as a service. We like to think about it as your resources, your friends in Canada. We live in Canada, who will be there for you anytime you have a question or you need guidance about how to transition properly in this country, because the real journey starts once you land. A lot of people who come to talk to us have been thinking about permanent residency for quite some time, and they've done a lot of their research before they come to us. But anybody who has looked into the PR system in Canada understands how difficult and complicated it is to figure out. So when they come to us, they're going to get complete clarity on their chances, their viability for permanent residency into Canada. In fact, the very fact that we are only targeting this offer for healthcare and STEM professionals tells you that we know what kind of people will get direct permanent residency sitting in foreign countries. And so it means that when you come, you can be sure about your chances to get an invitation to apply. Not just that, but we're also going to assess the viability of your documents. So it's not just enough to say that you are of a certain age and you have a certain amount of education or a certain amount of work experience. If you cannot back up those claims with evidence that is structured and presented in the right way, then your PR application can fail. The way our viability assessment works is we see whether your foundational bio data profile factors are what they need to be. And then also whether the documentation that you have to support those claims is strong, viable, organized, and credible. We got to speak with a lot of people from all over the world who were interested in this program once it was announced. And we did a lot of free viability assessments for them as well. And the area that we found the most challenging was the scores that people get for language, right? As you know, the IRCC gives a significant amount of points for your ability to speak, write, read, and listen to English. And when we would get to the point where we would say, what do you think that you would score on this language exam? Because a lot of people came into us without having done the IELTS or knowing anything about them. They would be guessing, or they would say we have a strong English or, not so strong English. And we felt that it was necessary for us to make sure that those potential clients had the resources available to them through us to be able to improve their English language scores, because the best way to improve your profile is by having the highest possible scores in your IELTS exam. So we have our own coach. We have a coach that does one-on-one teaching. He has his own curriculum. He's been doing this for the last 5 to 10 years, and he guarantees a vast improvement in your scores, and does it in a one-on-one way, which is very customized, unlike the experience that a student would get going into a big classroom or institution for these types of coaching experiences. Yes, so we work with the client to come up with payment plans for our services. And, we provide a lot of additional value at very low cost. For example, we don't charge for our initial consultation, and we don't charge for our viability assessment. We don't charge for the initial document review. So you're getting a lot of value upfront without any cost to you as it is. But suppose that the viability assessment turns out to be very much in your favor, and then you also like the way we operate and want to work with us. And then so we start to talk about signing an agreement together, and then we discuss our fee. We definitely are flexible to come up with payment plans of any type that fits both the needs of the client and what we expect from our end as well. Look, if you are a professional seeking Canadian PR and you're sitting in your home country right now and you look around to see who can help you within your own market, I highly doubt that you will be able to find somebody experienced, competent, and also familiar with Canada in your vicinity. But here you have direct access to us. You can book a virtual call with us at any time. You can add us on WhatsApp and have direct access to us. We live here. We have worked on many PR applications before. We are always updated on the latest policies. We have worked with very difficult cases, and we know what proper documentation looks like. We're also bounded by regulations of the CICC. So we know how to avoid misrepresentations, how to do things ethically. And then we also are bound to provide ethical service to our clients as well. So I think who we are and where we are and the access that we're providing to individuals sitting in foreign countries is unique in and of itself. If you look around your market to find a service provider for this offer, I don't think you're going to find anybody that fits our profile. That's number one. Number two is that we are already offering a bunch of services, a lot of clarity and honest assessment of your chances for Canadian PR upfront for free. As I said, our pre-assessment is completely free, and we give you up to 1 hour of our time going through all options, all scenarios, all types of things on how your score can be calculated, how to make it better, which experience to focus on, which is not going to be as important to your case. And all of that is for free. And it's quite a big service that we are not charging for. And then on top of that, another thing is that we are very flexible with our payment plans. It's unique in terms of who we are as a company and also our price proposition for the client. These categories have been selected by Canada because there is a labor shortage in these occupations in Canada. In other words, Canada wants healthcare and STEM professionals to come here and contribute to the Canadian economy. And these programs have just launched. They will get better and more accessible over time. If you are a healthcare or STEM professional anywhere in the world and you are interested to start a life in Canada, come and talk to us. It's a very exciting program and there is no upfront risk or cost to you to learn whether you qualify or not.